There's so many answers to that question. I don't even feel like I can respond because the synapses are firing off in my brain and I don't even know how to process them. Welcome to I Will Thrive, episode 8. The premise of this episode comes straight from a discussion that I had just the other day with a good friend. He is an incredibly talented writer. He's one of those guys, in fact, we're in a writing group together, and he's one of those guys that after you read his stories, you question your own creativity. But that's why it's awesome being in a writer group with people like them. And he's in the same vessel as me, which is called the SS Gotta Create. It's a sweet little boat that we're trying to turn into a yacht. Anyway, he laughingly said something to the extent of, I don't know how to say this without sounding bad, but if you talked more about the journey you're on with your family and your finances, I would totally follow that. Like, tell us how close you are to losing your house. Okay, man, sure. Challenge accepted. Though I can't deny that being super transparent about this kind of stuff feels really weird to me. But hey, I am on a unique journey right now, so hopefully all of us going through similar circumstances can inspire each other and cheer one another on. So when I started this project, I promised two main things. First, to evaluate my crazy and sometimes hilarious past experiences, including stories with some of the biggest stars of all time, so you humans can enjoy some pain at my suffering. Schadenfreude your faces off. And second, that together we can test out my maxim, motto, and mantra of I Will Thrive, as I work to create businesses to never return to passionless work again. As we weave back and forth from the present to the past, occasionally I'll make a hard stop and solely focus on evaluating business progress to talk about where I'm at. Today seems like just a really cute little day for a hard stop, and it works because I'm going to answer my buddy's question. So to give a quick summary, I lost my job about 5 months ago due to the pandemic. It was a day job, and I wasn't super passionate about it, but I was providing for my family, and I worked with some really wonderful people. I was trying with everything that I had to take Micro's advice and to bring my passion to the job that I had. The layoff happened 3 days after the birth of our 5th child, and even though I never planned on staying there forever, that feeling of rejection still sucks. It's the same feeling of being picked last for a sporting team. In this case, however, it's being picked first for the guillotine. Okay, here comes the transparent stuff that feels really weird. I am oddly grateful for the coronavirus, COVID-19, and the pandemic. Don't get me wrong, it's horrific that so many people have lost their lives, and I really hope we can find a way to protect life soon. But as a result of the world's circumstances, I've been able to spend a ton of extra time with my family. I've always dreamed of being able to spend more time with my kids. I've had extra time to focus and build businesses. I planted a garden for the first time. I've almost cleared out all the freaking weeds in my backyard. I've ran on a nearby river trail more in the past 5 months than in the past 5 years, probably because until this year, I'd never run on the trail before. I've also found a deeper level of gratitude for life than I've ever known. My wife even decided to do full-blown homeschool with our 5-kid crew. That's kind of funky to say. 5-kid crew. There's another band name. I've even been really grateful for that. The intentional time with our kids and seeing how they learn at this other level has been great. Really, I can't agree more with Sir Ken Robinson on needing to cater to the innate talents of children and that our school system just isn't right for everyone. So maybe with this little extra time at home, we'll be able to have a good idea if maybe we have some kids that aren't quite right for the normal school system. So basically what I'm saying is I am better than ever. The only missing piece right now is that stupid little thing of needing to make money. It is good to know that when, and mark my words, when I'm successful and I create excess funds and financial blessings, that I'll be able to find meaning in the important things. I know I won't find that meaning in money. Finances are tight right now, and I'm happier than ever. Ready for yet another dose of transparency? I'm not, but here goes. I feel zero guilt tapping into the unemployment funds. I've been paying into that fund for the past 20 years of my career. If that wasn't clear enough, right now my family is weathering the financial storm by receiving unemployment benefits. It's a tiny portion of what I used to make, and honestly, if our mortgage company wouldn't have worked with us, we'd probably be pretty screwed right now. Unemployment is nowhere near enough to cover the expenses of a 7-person family and a house payment. Luckily enough, though, our mortgage company is letting us defer payments because of the pandemic. And again, it's so weird, but it's kind of a blessing. We have all we need to get by as I work to build this life that I've always imagined. So, to answer my buddy's question, no, I'm not going to lose my house. Not yet, anyway. Give me another 6 months and we'll revisit this topic. Once the mortgage deferment ends, it's going to be pretty interesting. Also, I don't know why, but I keep thinking of the first Iron Man film. It's that part when Tony Stark is getting all down on himself and he's saying, I shouldn't do anything. They could kill you. They're going to kill me either way. And even if they don't, I'll probably be dead in a week. Then Yinsen, in his perfect old wise guy mentor way, states, then this is a very important week for you, isn't it? This is a very important 6 months for me. If I don't start making money creating businesses that provide value to the world, then I could lose my house. Or I'll have to tuck my tail and go back to passionless work. But that, my friends, is not going to happen. I will thrive. I will find a way. I won't stop until I find solutions to create this life that I'm envisioning. I know it's not going to be easy, but holy, good, loving, spicy queso cheese sauce. I must get myself in the position where I am my own boss. So if you're curious, you can now check the dinero section of the blog, which is iwillthrive.blog, to see how things are going. I'll keep track of my monthly recurring revenue and show you how close I am to hitting some of these crazy goals I've set. So let's take a moment here and talk over what I'm building to move into this new life. I can taste it. If you've been following along, I've built a lot of crap over the years. However, most of it was fueled out of sheer creative desire. I was never asking myself some of the most important questions that entrepreneurs should ask. Questions about ideal customers, their needs, my skills, and how to create something that gives those customers a brand, a product, or a service that they could rave about. Nope. Instead, I made stuff like Songs for Offending because I thought it was funny. So where are we at? Well, I'm 5 months into being out of work, but that phrase can suck it. I've probably been working harder than any other point in my life in every way. I'm working my emotional, physical, intellectual, spiritual, and my creation muscles like something that works those muscles really hard. Doctor Strange, maybe? What works all of that really hard? Well, against myself, I'm kicking my butt. I feel tons of purpose with the projects I have at hand, and I think some of the overwhelming happiness comes from that. It's from that purpose and meaning that's behind everything that I'm doing. The question to follow is, can I turn that purpose into cash? I do think I'm asking some of the right questions now, and I'm working to create entities that can actually make money. So from the first week of job loss to now, people keep asking things like, how's the job hunting going? The first couple months, I would just tell people that it's going okay. I had applied to a couple gigs that looked interesting at the time. As time passed, my response turned into, I'm looking just a bit casually. I'm building some businesses. Some of the looks I've gotten with just that subtle shift have been classic. Okay, so what kind of businesses are you building? But their body language and vocal tone clearly say, Wes, go get a job, you lunatic. You have 5 kids. At that point, I was still looking at job listings for a few minutes a day, so I wouldn't be lying. Casual, baby. Casual.
It's time for another.
But really, where are we at? You shouldn't ask yourself questions like that. You already know. Your mom already knows. Mom jokes are oddly hilarious when you're talking with yourself and you're making fun of your own mother. I know, right? The counseling myself with myself thing is super fun, but I don't think it translates quite as well in the video and podcast form. There's a comic of it if you want to check that out at iwillthrive.blog. So anyway, the other day there was a final shift in my answer to that job search question, and it arrived organically, and it felt amazing. A good friend of my wife's had stopped by, and she was just standing in the doorway waiting for my wife, wearing that good old COVID party mask, and she asked me, any luck with the job search? I responded without hesitation, I'm not looking for a job. I even surprised myself a bit, but that brief moment of awe quickly changed to excitement. It was like a Super Bowl touchdown inside my body and soul. Yes, I'm not looking for a job. I'm building my future on my terms. Just a couple days after that, I was talking with some buddies about some plans that we had, and one of them kind of looked my way dismissively and said, well, he's unemployed. And then I felt this other shift happen in my whole body. I gave him a straight up dirty look. I'm not unemployed, man. He caught on pretty quick. He said back, he's self-employed. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So if you hadn't guessed yet, the I Will Thrive project is one of the businesses that I'm working on. I've started taking advice from some super successful people like good old Russell Brunson, crazy rich Idaho ClickFunnels man, which that's his new legal name if you didn't know. One of the things that he highly recommends if you're trying to get anywhere as an entrepreneur is to publish. Whether it's a blog, a video, or a podcast, he says you've got to publish regularly. And he made some huge promises tied to the commitment of publishing consistently for a year. So 1 year from now, I'll let you know if that proved true in my life. Russell is one of the reasons why I've decided to document my journey and publish it. Overall, I've been pretty impressed with Russell's work. That one funnel away challenge was something I was super skeptical about, but I gave it a shot not long after getting laid off. And honestly, it was crazy worth that $100 price tag. I think of myself as pretty well versed in sales and marketing, but I actually learned a lot. So the I Will Thrive project is one of my gigs that I can provide value with. This project itself is not going to make me a millionaire, but it will keep me on track to becoming who I know I need to become. It's one of the ways that I lost 80 pounds in 10 months, which is a very cute and perfect little segue into the next thing that I'm building. By the way, segue, when you actually spell that out, when I was typing up this episode, it was the first time I'd actually ever typed the word segue. And what a weird word. It looks like it should be pronounced segu. I can't say too much yet about this other thing that I'm building. I'd prefer to give out all the sexy details once we launch. By the way, I always spell sexy S-E-X-X-Y because of the They Might Be Giants song. But the thing I'm creating is kind of a health and wellness program. Now, anyone that knows me personally or has seen my pictures know that I'm still a big guy. So why would I have the audacity to create something in such a competitive industry, especially as a man of girth? There's so many answers to that question. I don't even feel like I can respond because the synapses are firing off in my brain and I don't even know how to process them. In summary, even though it's a competitive space, we've discovered this unique take that will make it all way more fun and compelling than anything else I've seen on the market. The name of the game is going to be fun. Getting healthy, fit, mind, your body, fun. That's it. Also, following the journey of what the program does in the life of the host is going to be one of the very things that makes it even more compelling and competitive. And I get to create this company with two of my best friends. There's this wide open space for our offering, and we have a freaking sweet name. I've never had more entrepreneur tingles in my life than with this idea. And the cool thing is we've already kind of tested out this market to a degree, and I know we can kill it. Just have to create and build the thing, which is what I'm in the middle of right now. And then last but not least, I started this new project called Prioritize Your Life. Starting off, it's a YouTube series that highlights experiences from amazing people to inspire us all to live a better life. A life where we're focused on what truly matters so we can leave this world with no regrets. This one has nothing to do with making money. It has everything to do with sharing inspiring stories to help and inspire. And it's going to be kind of slow moving because it's mostly an interview show, which means I have to find people to interview. The first episode is a near-death experience of a gentleman named Scott Drummond. It's a story that he had never shared, and I was so honored to be a part of helping him bring it to the world. If you're into that kind of stuff, please check it out at prioritizeyourlife.com. It's one of the coolest NDEs that I've ever heard. And so far, out of all the content I have put out into the world, this is probably one of the things I'm the most proud of. It's helping people that are afraid of death, and it's giving comfort to those that have lost friends and family because of COVID-19. Whether or not you believe in life after death, bringing people peace is a very good thing. I can't wait for the next one. Okay, so let's do a good old-fashioned Inigo Montoya sum up. My main new potential income-generating businesses are as follows. The I Will Thrive project, which is a blog, video, podcast deal. My health and wellness program that I'm not going to tell you the name of yet, you naughty person. And then on the side, there's Prioritize Your Life, which is not so much about revenue, but creating impact. And don't forget, I have vowed to no haircuts until I've made $1 million. If you go to iwillthrive.blog with this episode, you can see where my hair started. It was already way longer when I made that vow just because of the pandemic. I am crazy. Oh, I'm crazy. A crazy, long-haired, bearded man that is thriving into the future. Join me. I will thrive. Thanks for following. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for listening. See you next time.